Pa 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 bye 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 pa pa ra pa 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 pa. Hi, today I'm presenting Chin Chin pour Chin Chin, which is a song which I've always considered a little bit complicated, but I'm going to try and clarify the different chords that are being used. I've taken some liberties because some chords, the way that most people play them, I think are a little bit complicated and they can really put you off the song. So we've got the key of B, which is a little bit complicated, and then there are some fingerings, some chords which I've always thought were a little bit complicated. I've tried to simplify, and I think they still sound okay. So let's get going. Let's start. I'm going to summarize the different chords. I'm going to go through the different chords that we find in this song. I'll keep the chart on the screen so that you can see where we are in the diatonic scale, in the B major diatonic scale. So chord number one, if we talk about the first degree, you know, chord number one, Roman numeral, you've got the very first chord that starts the song is this one. Okay, so this is a B6-9. You might recognize it as in the C, in its C form. It's a bit easier to recognize. You can see the A here is the sixth, and then this is the ninth in when we if this were in C, but we are in B actually. So it's a B6-9, first form of the B that we're going to encounter. You will also encounter the B major seventh, and you are going to encounter the B9. Okay? So the B chords that you will encounter in this song are this one, the B6-9. You will encounter it very often. You will encounter this one very often as well, and you will encounter this B9 like a dominant 7 or a dominant that's usually going to E, you know, the chord number 4, a Roman numeral 4. So 3 chords of B you will find in this song. The next chord is degree number 2, and this is normally you would expect to find, if I take this form of B, this would be your next chord, C sharp minor, 7th for example, but you don't find this chord in a minor shape in this song. You will find it in a major form, and mostly in this form, like a 9th form, C sharp 9th. Okay, so this is degree number 2. That's the only shape that you will see this chord in. Okay, degree number 3, you will not find any chords in that. So that would have been, okay, so D sharp minor. There are no D sharp minors in this song. We get to degree 4, okay, and degree 4 is the E chord. Okay, so I'll summarize. So if we are in B, this would be the E, okay, and the 5 will be F sharp 7. So back to degree number 4, which is an E. And I'll tell you, you will find lots of E's, and you will find E majors and E minors here, which is interesting because most of the minor chords that you find in this song are a little bit unexpected. You find them in unexpected places. So when we get to E, the first form you will encounter is this form. Okay? Quite simple. It looks a bit like a G. Okay? So it's an E minor 7. You will also encounter this. So this is not an E, this is obviously an E flat, but we're traveling from an E major 7, E flat major 7, going to an E, and this is a 6-9. You might recognize that sound, okay, when we get to it. And then we will encounter another shape of E minor. Okay, so, and this is an E minor 7 with an A, so an 11 if you want, E minor 7, 11, okay? And you will encounter also the E minor 9, okay, so the 7th and the 9th here. I play it like this actually, okay, rather than the full form, okay, usually, okay. So these are the E chords that we find, minor and major, okay. In some cases you might see actually this going like this. Okay, there is a variation of the song which uses that sort of run going the other way. Okay, so these are the E chords. We get to degree number 5, okay, and as we said, the dominant 5 of this, the B chord is F sharp 7. Okay, so we will encounter this in this form usually, or in this form. Okay, easy, because at some point we go. Okay, there's a slight variation going, you know, one step below, going back to this. Okay, this looks like a diminished chord, but it also actually looks like an F7. Okay, so we said F sharp 7. Okay, now there is an interesting substitution to this F sharp 7. It's the famous tritone substitution, which is this chord. It's a C9. Okay, so you're going to encounter this chord quite a lot, especially traveling from the chord, the C sharp 9 that we saw earlier, going down here to. Okay, to the B6-9, okay, and there are other forms actually. You will encounter it like, okay, so this substitution, it's the same. It's supposed to be a substitution for the degree number 5. Okay, so it's worth remembering. Okay. And look how close it is actually to, if you play the 5th degree and you put the sharp 5, you are virtually there, the C9 chord. Okay, so remember, we're talking about degree number 5, okay, and it's this chord or its substitution here. You will encounter this chord preceded by, so okay, so for me this is almost like a transitional chord. Okay, it's not part of the scale, but it's a nice little transition down and up to the F sharp 7, and you will find the F sharp minor 7. I showed you earlier on. In some cases you will see this, which is almost like a 2-5. And this is going to the B9, which is to resolve to an E. Something like this. Okay. Or I play it like this, just with the bass, the E bass. Okay. And the last chord I want to present is the G, which is the 6th degree, which is normally a minor, but in this case it's not a minor that you're going to encounter, but a major. Okay, and you will see it in this shape, like a G sharp 13. You've got the 7 and the 6th here, and then G sharp 7, sharp 5, and it's usually resolving into this. Okay, and these are all the chords that you will find in this song. So when you think about it, actually, it's not too complicated. You don't have that many chords. I can count about 13, 14 different shapes, which for a bossa nova song is not really exceptional. It's not that much, really. It's just, I think the key is a little bit tricky if you're not used to the key of B. And I think the voicings that I'm going to present are simplified forms of voicings. Huh? So I'm going to start by presenting the introduction, which is like a scat that is done like this. And I need to know the first note is always a little bit difficult, I think, to nail down. So I always play pa 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 pa. I'll try to play extremely slowly, okay, so that you can follow. So this is the introduction or the interlude that comes into the song later on. Pa 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 pa. Bye 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 bye. Bye 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 bye. It's quite difficult to play slowly. Sorry, if I keep speeding up. So that's the introduction. The first verse, instead of starting on this form of B, it's starting on this form, B major 7. Okay, and so instead of B6/9, although actually B6/9 sounds good as well, but this is the way it's played normally. Você tem que dar o que prometeu, meu bem. Mande o anel que de volta eu lhe mando seu também. Mande carta que eu dizia, amor não tem fim. Ele manda outra explicando, tchim por tchim. So I'm going to tackle now verse 2. And verse 2, the first part is identical to the first verse, but it changes very quickly. So watch out for this. Você tem que devolver o que era meu, bem meu. Mande o meu retrato e ponha outro em seu lugar. Morreu um rei, saberei que vai chegar. Não sei sofrer, não sei chorar, eu sei me conformar. And then we go pa 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 bye bye. Bye 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 pa 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 pa. And then there's a part that goes something like não sei sofrer, não sei chorar, não vai me conformar. And there's also a part in some version. So same diminished chord, that's okay. Okay, so I think I've covered the different parts, the introduction, verse 1 and verse 2. I hope that this makes this song a little bit easier to play. Good luck.